And Chase and Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game live on this Thursday. We're at Boomba's in Murfreesboro, right on Medical Center Parkway. Come by and see us. We're going to be here all day as we, of course, are getting ready for the madness. Going to watch the games and all of that fun stuff. Hi, Joe.
We're going to fellowship,
We are.
have a good time, and get ready for everything. Did you fill out your brackets?
Actually, I haven't yet.
Oh,
I will.
you got
I
it.
will after the show.
I filled out 13.
That's nice.
13 of them.
Is your computer muted or is that the iPad?
My computer is, let's see here. I can't figure out. My computer is muted. Now
Okay.
it is.
All right.
I filled out 13 of them, and then 8 of them have Auburn winning. No, Florida winning. 2 I have Florida. I have Florida in 8, Auburn in 2, Tennessee in 2, and then some random like St. John's winning in 1. That's what I do.
Okay.
You looking yourself in the
I am,
looking
yeah.
good today?
Yeah, I do look good today. You didn't go Tennessee?
Yeah, 2 Tennessee. So
Okay.
8 Florida, 2 Auburn, 2 Tennessee, and then 1. I think it was St. John's to do this.
All right.
But we're gonna get out of the way right now because is this the greatest sports weekend of the year? Is today the greatest sports day? For me, it's number 2. Opening of college football to me is the best day. The first opening Saturday, but rivalry Saturdays also is equally fun to me in college football. Michigan, Ohio State, Auburn, Alabama, Clemson, South Carolina, Vandy, Tennessee. To me, that's the best day. This is right next to it, like underneath it.
You did kind of jump the gun here because I do want to say, before we get started, just wishing all the guys out there that had vasectomies yesterday speedy recovery as you get ready to recover at home the next 2 days. Well, I think it's Wednesday because then you're off Thursday, Friday.
So that's a good question to our text line today. Have you had one, and did you have it during the tournament? Because one of my best friends had it, and then he had to go get the bag of peas, to ice your jewels.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what we're talking
about. Ice your peas?
Yeah, right? So I'm just curious. I will never do this. Never.
No?
No.
Yeah. I probably won't either.
I'll be Robert De Niro at 80 having kids.
For people that don't understand why we're referencing this, it is apparently a stat that it is this time of year
right
is when guys get that the most so they can miss work and watch March Madness.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
That's quite the sacrifice to watch basketball.
I get it. And I see why you would do that on Thursday and Friday. So, yeah, good luck to all that. But I'm passing on all that.
Yeah. So you have 13 brackets.
Yeah.
And have Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, St. John's.
I think it's St. John's is the other one. Yeah. Doing that. What's it? Is it still the lowest rated seed? Is it still Villanova in 85 that won? I should have looked this up or brought it up. The lowest rated, because there is a method to the madness. Like a number 10 is never going to win the national championship. It just never happened. I think Villanova was a 6 in 85 when they knocked off Georgetown. And I know that George Mason was that play-in game in 06 or 07, whenever it was. They ran to the Final Four, but I'm not sure. NC State last year was one that had a nice run to the Final Four, but I think win it all, I think it was Villanova.
Okay.
Well, I'll look that
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Is this the greatest sports day of the year?
What do you think?
The tournament? I don't know. It's a good day. It's a great day. No, I'm going to probably say, I think it's to each their own. Like for me,
That's the wrong answer.
It might be the Daytona 500. That might be my favorite day of the year. But
okay.
The opening of college football is obviously a really good one. This is a fun day because, like, literally, when does the first game start? Like 11:15, something like that.
Yep.
That's it for the rest of the day. Like you'll be watching, and they stagger them, and now with 4 different networks showing games, like you don't miss a game, which I think is great. That was such a a good thing that CBS did, was getting that deal with Turner.
Yeah. He's like, we're not watching. Like, oh man, we're not watching certain games, and now we got all the games on there. Real quick, Villanova was an 8 seed. That's the lowest seed ever to win the tournament. Butler in 2011, Kentucky in 2014, and North Carolina in 2022 were the other 8 seeds to get to the tournament but not win. I thought Kentucky in 2014, was that the year they went 40-0 and lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four?
Was it Wisconsin or Kansas that they lost to?
I thought it was Wisconsin. Frank the Tank, remember? Is that
you might
right?
be right, yeah.
But why would Kentucky be an 8 seed if they're 40-0? So I don't know if that's correct. But it says here, Fox Sports says it's right here. So who knows?
Who knows, indeed.
Yeah.
Man, I love the history. Let's see. Mike in Nolensville says the best sports, the tournament, opening day of baseball, and the Masters, and had a vasectomy, but did not plan around the tournament, unfortunately.
Let me throw this in here and let you know.
When you when you keep popping out kids, it's no sacrifice either. Way cheaper and less painful.
Oh my gosh!
Snip, snap.
He's right on that. Oh yeah. The Masters is a good one. I didn't think about that.
6294 says calendars in East Lansing actually look like this: January, February, Izzo, April, May. Izzo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a Rex Road that sent that in?
Probably. He's so excited.
Ryan L says the Masters is the best.
But what day? The Thursday, or is it? I don't watch a single shot of them. And if Tiger or John Daly's not playing, I'm not watching a single shot of the Masters.
Well, you're missing out. I love the Masters.
Do you?
Yeah.
Name 3 golfers.
Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson,
Bobby Jones.
World number 1, Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler, who has by the way, around Masters time, this is going to have to be our question. He has the dinner. He does the dinner.
Yep.
I guess is the defending champ. And his menu was fantastic. I think I sent it to you guys.
He did, yeah.
I mean, like he had like cowboy ribeyes and sliders as like the appetizer, and like it's just like
not Big Macs and Whoppers and French fries.
No, yeah. Who did that?
Trump for Clemson.
Oh yeah.
I'd take that all Big Macs. Oh my gosh, I'd take that every day, all day if you could do that. Yeah, that's cool. So when do they do this? Is that like the Monday of the Masters, or that Sunday before?
I think it's the night before.
Yeah, I think it is the night before.
Or the Tuesday night, maybe before the par 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys realize on the list, the menu, it has chili. So I'm just saying,
yes.
I don't know if he's trying to do that on purpose or not.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Wait, hold on. He's got chili.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just pull this up.
There's no way in Hades that I'd have chili the night before I got to play 18 holes the next day.
Here's what it is. This is served in honor of Mr. Scotty Scheffler. Your appetizers are as follows: cheeseburger sliders, served Scotty style, whatever that means. Firecracker shrimp, sweet Thai chili, and sriracha mayo.
Pass on all that.
Papa Chef's meatball and ravioli bites.
Yummy.
First course, Texas style chili, cheddar cheese, jalapenos, and corn chips.
No.
Main course, choice of wood fire cowboy ribeye or blackened redfish.
Okay.
Family style macaroni and cheese, jalapeno creamed corn, soy glazed Brussels sprouts, chipotle lime roasted sweet potatoes.
It's a lot.
And then dessert, warm chocolate chip skillet cookie with vanilla bean ice cream.
He is trying to wreck the field.
Oh, 100%.
He'll have a water while watch you devour everything and then spend hole 4 in the porta potty.
Yep.
No.
Do they have those at Augusta, or do they have like nice bathrooms?
But could you go? Because they take your phone. You'd have to go all day without your phone.
Yeah, I could go.
There's no way.
I'd be all right.
All day.
It'd be fun. I've talked to people that have gone that have said, I mean, it's like, it's peaceful. It's relaxing.
Okay.
So
I don't think you could make it.
I'd be fine. You don't think you could make it?
I know I couldn't. So I'm not going. I know I'm too busy reading, looking things up. I can't do it.
Okay.
Nah, y'all would last. Get a pimento cheese sandwich in, y'all would last.
I can get one of those at Kroger.
Well,
man.
I'd have that, and then what's the drink?
Like a
Oh, what
peach
is the drink?
milkshake or something.
No, they have. I mean, you.
Dr. Diet Right or RC Cola.
Yeah, I think they do have RC Cola.
Look like an RC Cola.
No,
kinda
isn't
guy.
there a drink that everyone drinks there?
Is
An
that purple
alcoholic drink? Purple drink.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have to. I'll have to.
It's
look
called
it
an
up.
azalea.
But what's
is it?
what's in an azalea?
It's like let's see, vodka, 5 ounces of lemonade, half ounce of grenadine over ice with cherry and orange slice garnish. It's a signature cocktail of the tournament.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I gotta have my garnish in there. Can't have
You
my
gotta have that.
can't have my wages garnished, but I can have my garnish. I can
Jennifer
do that.
Garner?
You dated a Garnish one time,
I
right?
did, right? 1994. Summer I spent in the Peace Corps.
What a time.
It was, right?
Oh,
Man.
we got a lot going today. We're at Boombahs in Murfreesboro, just off Medical Center Parkway. They're going to be having us here all day with all of our shows. So when you get out and about later, get ready to watch some games. Come here, eat, drink, have some fun, watch some games. They got 25 TVs in here, so you will not miss one. That is for sure. And like I said, we are here all day. Our question of the day: is this the greatest day in sports? 615-737-1025. Also, we'll talk a little rock and roll marathon coming up. Hard to believe that's right around the corner. That'll be at 9:30 today. And then Greg Wyshynski, his weekly visit at 10 o'clock. It's Chasing Big Joe on a Thursday, 1025, 1063 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, the game here on this Thursday at Boom Baz in Murfreesboro, Medical Center Parkway. A little bit. See, I forget Fox uses this as their college football theme, but this is coming back
Do
for
they?
the NBA on NBC, which is
right.
fantastic. John Tesh.
A former Channel 4 employee, John Tesh.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He worked there back in the day, not with me and Pat Sajak. Hey, real quick, I looked at this list. The lowest seed, those were all number 8 seeds we talked about earlier. These are the lowest seeds. Number 11, there have been 11 seeds have made the run to the Final Four, but none have ever won it. Villanova at 8 was the lowest seed. LSU in 1986, George Mason, 2006, VCU in 2011, Loyola Chicago with Nurse Ratched. What's her name? Nurse Betty?
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean, sorry.
Nurse.
2018, UCLA in 21, NC State in 2024. Those are the lowest rated seeds to get to the tournament. 1986 was an LSU team. That was a fun. That was LSU, and that was a legend was made in that tournament, who Jared Stillman probably knows. That's Never Nervous Purvis Ellison when Louisville won it in 1986. So a lot of legends, you know what? Right now, at this moment, we don't know who they are. But at 10 o'clock tonight,
We'll know some, yeah.
there will be a legend that will emerge because they'll hit a 40-footer at the buzzer today to win a game and an upset. It happens every single year. That's why this day is so much fun, because your bracket is destroyed after one day, and these guys like Bryce Drew and Valpo. I think that was Ole Miss game. We hit the game winner. Was an amazing moment, and they'll probably show that today because Bryce Drew's got Grand Canyon back in the tournament. But it's a lot of fun.
I have Grand Canyon with an upset. I've had it in my head because I've looked at it, and now I'm actually filling it out. And you can go to thegamenashville.com and download our bracket and fill that out. But I would you like to hear my Final Four?
Yeah.
Auburn, Florida, Duke, Tennessee.
That's pretty good.
Florida, Duke in the final. Florida wins.
So I like that. One of my brackets, I think there's only been one time where 3 conferences schools have gotten to the Final Four. 1985. You had St. John's, you had Georgetown, Louisville, and Villanova got to the Final Four in 85. Memphis State was there with Keith Lee, which was a great basketball team. So I got in one of my brackets. I said, you know what? It's going to happen. It's time to happen that all Final Four teams are from the same conference. So I have Auburn, Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee.
Okay.
Making
So
the
went.
Final Four. Just be something
Look,
fun.
there is a very, very good chance that happens.
Yeah.
I think. But then there's also just as equally a chance that it doesn't, because it's March Madness, and they call it that for a reason.
Auburn worries me. They've played really bad down the stretch.
They have.
Florida excites me because they're just, I told you, they come at you in waves, man. First wave, second wave, third wave, first wave, second wave, on and on and on. That's it. But what team would you like to see win it all just for your selfish reasons? What's one team?
I mean, Vanderbilt, obviously, because that's my team. So I would love to see that. But you are you saying realistically?
Yeah, how about a team that's got a shot to doing this? I think Vandy gets beat today or tomorrow.
I think they win. I think they win one game. I think they beat St. Mary's. Tennessee.
That would be really cool, right?
Yeah. I mean, baseball wins a championship. Football's in the playoff. Rick Barnes, I think, would retire.
Oh, he'd go out.
Go out on top. But it's like, to me, he would be like, I think I said this the other day, it'd be like Andy Reid, of like, everyone has so much respect for him and what he's done for the game that it would be such a popular win for him as a coach.
I like that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
For me, it would be kind of cool in a weird way to see Patino win it all.
It would.
Just because he was written off and goodbye after what happened at Louisville and the disaster and everything, the forfeiting the game and the relationship with the whatever all that happened off the court, which I'm not getting into.
The hookers in the dorm?
No, the restaurant.
Oh, the restaurant.
Yeah. It would be, we want to forgive. I mean, we're a society of forgiveness. And I just think that, I don't know, it'd be kind of a cool story to see him finish after all that happened, come back and be winning that. At St. John, I mean, come on. and to do that. And so I don't know. St. John made it in '85 with Chris Mullen and the gang, and to see them back there in 2025 would be really cool. Oh, show.
Well done. Well done.
Is our man called in? I told him to call at 9:15. Is he called in?
I don't have anybody on the line, Joe.
All right. Well, you know it is because he wanted to call at 10, and we have Wyshynski at 10, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to get
crazy
donuts
play.
yesterday.
Yeah, but he got a that's the thing. Our caller, and he's a show favorite, a fan favorite, Clay,
Is he?
was going to bring us donuts, but then he got a very important ride he had to take, so he left us at the altar. Then he said, "I'll be there at 10 today." I'm like, "Well, good. We're not going to be there." And then I did not tell him where we were because I don't want him showing up.
Okay.
That's bottom line with him.
Yeah. No, that's
And why is he not going to Cleveland to watch his Vandy play? I mean, it's not like Vandy has not been to the tournament since 2017. You need to go support the Commodores. You go support them. They played really bad too in the tournament.
Yeah.
He's on the line now?
There he is.
Oh,
You spoke him up.
Beetlejuice.
You did. You said it twice. Let's go to our phone line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. Clay has called in. Hello, Clay.
Joe, were you talking about me not going to Cleveland? Was that what I just turned that show on and heard?
Yeah.
that
Are
about
you Are you going or are you not going to Cleveland to support your Vanderbilt Commodores?
Well, I called up there yesterday to the arena. Tickets are $160. That's pretty crazy.
Okay.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible. And your doors are playing.
Well, there is a limit there, Big Joe.
What's the limit?
I have to factor in donuts into my into my
He blames us.
Now you're deflecting. Why are you not going to see Vanderbilt play in the NCAA tournament? The biggest Vandy fan I know is you. Why are you not going?
I guess I'm just not that committed, Big Joe.
All right. I guess we have to.
I will be glued to the game, though. I will be glued to the game.
Literally? That'd be fun.
Did you fill out a bracket?
I did fill out a bracket.
Did you have one in it all?
I have a surprise in the Final Four. Both of my Final Four matchups are conference matchups.
Okay.
Auburn, Florida, Duke, and the Clemson Tigers.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's funny, and I keep hearing more and more people talking about Clemson, and they weren't even a blip on my radar. They're a number 5 seed.
Brad Bunnell is a good coach.
Well, don't they take on Will Wade and McNeese State? And they're playing?
They do. I'm curious on that because Will Wade's now going to NC State. Like, that's a done deal. So, you know.
We don't talk about that. That's what Will Wade said yesterday.
Oh.
We don't talk about that. Nothing's happening.
Okay. Well,
Big Joe,
we'll see.
What?
Tell Chase what time I texted you this morning.
Like 6:30 or something crazy?
That's too early, Clay.
I'm at the gym. I'm like, who's texting me? I look down, Crazy Clay in my phone, and there he is. Good Lord.
Is he listed as crazy? I mean,
Yes.
the laugh is even crazy. So,
Yep.
thank you, Clay. We appreciate
See you,
you.
boys.
Yeah. Clay, always a pleasure.
He sounds like the guy off the Really Rottens.
I don't know what that is.
The cartoon show, the 3 teams. The Really
Oh,
Rottens,
yeah.
and
Okay, yeah.
what were the other two? Yes, he sounds like. We'll go with Dr. Crane during the break. And
Can I say this too about March Madness? This is the time of year where there are 2 TV shows or 3 TV shows that we all watch, and we don't even mean to watch, but we do it because of the channels that the games are on. Charmed, Friends, and Impractical Jokers. Turn around. It's on right now.
You're right. You're right.
It's Charmed reruns, Friends reruns, and then Impractical Jokers in their like 18th season or something like that.
True TV, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had True TV.
No, I mean, Impractical Jokers, I think, got popular because they would put them on after the games, and like nobody knew what True TV was until the games.
And then they had TBS had them. They had the Frank Caliendo.
Oh yeah, they did that
really
for-
funny. Really,
yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, you are funny,but this is
Yeah,
a little
that
bit
show is not-
old."
That show is
that
not
goes
good.
on.
Yeah, but that was pretty good. We're gonna tell you.
Yes.
Oh no. The coming up next, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that at the end of April, it'll be the 25th running of the St. Jude's Rock and Roll Running Series here in Nashville. We're going to talk to the race director and get more info on that because it's obviously a big thing in our community. We will do that coming up next. It's Chasing Big Joe. We're live today at Boom Baz on Medical Center Parkway in Murfreesboro. It's Thirsty Thursday. Talls for Smalls on draft beer all day. And then tomorrow is Frozen Friday with $5 frozen drinks all day long. Also, Boom Baz has late night specials for pie and pint from 9 until close. Come by and see us, eat, drink, watch. Boom Baz Pizza and Watch Bar here in Murfreesboro. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Yeah.
Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game here on this Thursday at Boombaz down in Murfreesboro, Medical Center Parkway. Come and say hello and watch some games later. It's hard to believe, Joe, and we love talking about this every year, but the St. Jude's Rock and Roll Running Series here in Nashville, 25 years running. It's obviously a big part of our community to have this event here, and we bring in Adam Zox, who's the race director for this great event. April 26th and 27th, the running series taking place here in Nashville. Adam, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks, guys, for having me on. I'm actually surprised that on first day of March Madness, you're willing to talk about running in April. So,
Well, you know, when Kim calls, we answer and we make sure it happens. So we make sure it happens. But tell us a little bit more about this event. Hard to believe, 25 years running.
I know it is hard to believe, and I'm super excited to be back in Nashville. You guys know I was the race director for year one and for the first about 12 years of the event, but I've been away from the event for about 12 years. So great to be back. It's great that this event has lasted this long and been so successful in this city, and it's amazing to see the changes in Nashville, and yet the rock and roll event is still sustained and seen a big climb and some drops, but also, back where it should be now. We're going to be 25,000 runners this year. So just, great to be there.
What will the course look like? I know that, maybe the stadium with all the construction over there, that could affect some of that, but what will the course look like?
We made some small adjustments to the course from last year, but nothing major. So most runners won't even realize it. The good thing is the stadium is still available to us, and the finish line is still on the west side of the stadium, so we're able to keep rolling in there. But the overall course and even going back, looking at the course this year and what we've done, and we've made a lot of changes throughout the years, but most of it has maintained, and most of the course is still the same as it was on way back in 2000.
We're talking to Adam Zox this morning on the Chasing Big Joe show. Adam, it's so good to hear from you again. Joe Dubin here. We did the early morning TV 20 years ago. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yes, I sure do.
Yeah, we're best friends, pal. Never forget that. That goes on. It's good. I think I told you this at the time, even it was like the first 5 or 6 years. This event has become one of the best things that Nashville does every year because it brings in so many people, not only, Adam, from the South, but around the world. I interviewed people from Japan and Germany and Ireland that came to do this race. Was this the goal? I mean, to get more people to come here and have a great time? One of the goals?
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, the race started out slow. The first couple of years, it didn't quite hit the numbers that we hoped for, and fortunately, the support of the city and media really helped it get moving. But it's always aimed to bring people to Nashville, right? We want our local runners to enjoy it, to be part of it, but we really want people traveling and come and see Nashville. And that's what happened. The first few years, people started traveling into the city and talking about how great it was, and spread the word. And next thing we knew, 5-6 years later, we're pushing 20,000, 30,000 runners. So it took a little time, and we also had to establish Nashville as a running destination, and that's what happened. And and since then it's just been an annual community event, and it's not just the runners, it's also the thousands of volunteers that participate in the event, and the spectators and everyone else who supports it.
I think I've done 13 half marathons here. I think that's the count, maybe 14. And I tell people when they do that, you're changed for life. I'm telling you, when you cross that finish line, when you run 13 miles, and I air quote 13 miles, you're done for life, Adam. And I know you've talked to people who've had life-changing experiences over that when they do complete this.
Yeah, it really does. It brings you yourself as an athlete and as an individual to a different place and new level. It also brings everyone around you, your family and friends who support you and help you with your training and come out there on race day to cheer you on or are running with you. It is a life-changing experience. And I've run a bunch of half marathons myself. I've only run one full marathon, and that was an experience for me that changed my life as well.
So we have the marathon, half marathon, 5K and a 1 mile, and then the kids. What all do we have?
Oh, we got it all. We have a distance for everybody. So on Saturdays, April 26th, it's marathon, half marathon, 10K, and 5K. So we have 4 distances all going at the same time,
Wow.
which is it's pretty crazy. I didn't know that until I got back into the event this year. And whoever decided to do 4 distances at the same time, I'm not sure what they were thinking, but we're working through it, and it's going to be great. And then on Sunday the 27th, we have the mile run and the kids race and the doggy dash. So there's something for everybody.
The doggy dash, that's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll see. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see what that all looks like.
You kind of have the same thought that I do of like, this could either be really, really good or this could go sideways. Adam Zox is with us with the St. Jude's Rock and Roll Running Series. And you talked about this of being at the first one, but the partnership with St. Jude's and everything that they do, I mean, that's got to be the best part of this.
Yeah, it's so important to what we're doing, having St. Jude involved with the event, and for us to be able to support their cause and their fundraising. They're raising billions of dollars through the event every year, and the fact that they are a Tennessee-based organization is also super important. So we love our partners at St. Jude and everything that they're doing, and all the people that are out there running for St. Jude to raise money to make sure we continue to help fight cancer.
Let's say somebody hasn't signed up yet. What do they need to do?
Go on the website anytime now between now and the race day and register. There's still space available, and we're getting closer to some sellout numbers, but it's still open, and it's still going to be registration available at the Expo, which is the 2 days prior to the event at the Music City Center.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. Rockin, ROCKN, roll.com/Nashville. That's how you can go and register. Adam, thanks so much for doing this today, and we're looking forward to another great event.
Great. Thanks so much for having me on today.
Absolutely. Adam Zox, the race director, St. Jude Rock and Roll Running Series in Nashville, coming up April 26th and 27th here in downtown Nashville.
When do you turn 40?
I will turn 40 in 2 years.
So when you turn 40, we're going to do the half marathon.
Okay, deal.
I've done 13.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, and you don't have to run the entire time. I'm telling you, I get about 7 miles in. I'm like, why am I doing this? We're going to do it.
Okay.
Put it on your calendar. Seriously.
Deal.
I'm telling you.
No, I'm in. Deal.
I'm telling you, it'll change your life.
Well, and it's kind of interesting because like I look at the date, April 26th would be my dad's birthday, and my grandfather passed away on that day. So it's like that's always going to be a day. So
we call that a God wink, my friend.
Yeah, that's a God wink.
There you go.
For sure.
So 2 years, we're going to do it. You got 2 years to train.
Okay,
All right.
I'm in. We will make it happen for sure. So appreciate Adam for joining us on the program. We'll get back into some hoops, some Titan stuff. It's all on the table on this Thursday.
I mean, it's all on the table.
It's all on the table.
For show.
We're live here in Murfreesboro at Boom Baz. Come by and see us off Medical Center Parkway. It's Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 1025, 1063 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. I'm gonna make a proposal. I know this is a TV themed Thursday.
Sure.
I think we need to keep it like basketball. Do like basketball themes today.
What's a basketball thing?
Well, he played the NBA on NBC earlier.
No,
do the
okay.
CBS theme. I mean, I'm sure there's some other ones.
Oh, I got
It's just
something
a-
up my sleeve. Don't you worry.
Okay, all right.
Sorry,
I'm
Dr.
just saying.
Grant.
I'm just saying.
I think
It's
you're
all
doing a
right.
great job.
Well,
I
thank
didn't
you.
say he wasn't. He's doing. He always does a great job. So
I'm building up something. That's all I'm saying.
okay.
I
All
like
right.
it, man.
You know what? I'm just gonna trust. I'm gonna Ken Wisenhunt this and trust the process.
Except you're
Oh,
not kidding,
wow.
wasn't it?
Yep. You're not Ken Wisenhunt. You're better than
Did
him.
you see the top story just popped on ESPN.com? This is
Hold that. Let
interesting.
me read this,
Yes,
and then we'll
Okay.
do that. It is tournament time. You can tune in for updates for the NCAA basketball tournament presented by Toyota. Fuel your adrenaline at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Also brought to you by thenewcumberland.com, Twin Peaks, and Bet365. Okay, go ahead.
We've had the largest sale ever for professional sports franchise in North American sports history. The record was the Commanders were sold for $6.05 billion in 2023. The Boston Celtics have just been bought for $6.1 billion.
Good grief.
Bill Chisholm, managing partner at Symphony Technology Group, has agreed to purchase the Celtics from the Grossback family for $6.1 billion. Now, it's the Celtics. That's worth $6 billion. I mean, it's the Celtics, right? Celtics, Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Bulls were great in the 90s, but they were great in the 90s. I mean, so you're talking about legendary franchises. $6.1 billion to buy a team in a league that is dying.
Oh, it's not dying.
Nobody goes to the games.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, what are the attendance numbers?
I watched a Detroit Miami game last night for like 5 minutes and nobody was there.
Yeah.
They don't care. I mean, it's the TV numbers.
What's
I get
interesting
that.
though is didn't Washington, the football team, go for about 6.1 billion?
I just read it, man.
you did.
6.05 billion.
6.05. All right, thank you. Sorry,
Yeah, pal.
So you have that,
That's right.
and then the Celtics for that's crazy. It's just going to up the value. I mean, the NFL is going to look at that and go, all right, well, we need to up our value then.
Listen to this. Grousebeck and partner Steve Pagluka, who are selling the team, led a group that purchased the Celtics in 2002. How much did they buy the Celtics for in 2002? Oh, my Lord.
Was it even a billion?
No, not even close.
600 million.
360
And it just sold for 6 billion.
in 23 years.
Good Lord.
Franchise valuations have since skyrocketed since then. The Phoenix Suns being sold for $4 billion for the Phoenix Suns. Jimmy Haslam bought the Bucks for $3.5 billion. Did you know that?
I didn't even know he owned the Bucks.
Jimmy and D. Haslam bought for $3.5 billion. Several weeks later, bought the Milwaukee Bucks. And then the Mavericks were sold in December 23 for $3.5 billion. I didn't know Haslam owned the Bucks. All right.
That I didn't know that either. But that's how out of touch I am with the NBA. And I think that's how out of touch a lot of people are. I mean, college basketball, like I've said it on the show this year, I've been all in because it's been entertaining. Like I have enjoyed college basketball this year. I am looking forward to this tournament. I mean, that is my plan for the next 4 days is watching this tournament.
Oh, I agree. No, and that's what makes it special because it is in the moment and it happens. I haven't watched an NBA game in decades. I just found it interesting. I mean, it's a business thing, $6.1 billion now to do this and where the price is going. Good. I mean, I would not want to own a professional sports franchise. I ain't dealing with those egos. There's no way in hell I'm dealing with those egos. So if you want to spend your money there, that's great. Do all that. But I ain't doing that. I'm not buying all that.
Yeah. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. From our conversation earlier, Byron says, had Charmed on yesterday because I made the joke that people learn They watch Friends reruns on TBS, Charmed on TNT, and Impractical Jokers on True TV.
Who are the three the witches in Charm? Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty.
Was it Rose McGowan that was
Yeah.
dating Marilyn Manson for a while? And
Yeah.
then there's somebody else. Crazy Girl.
Yeah.
Who's the boss girl?
Yep. Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano.
Thank you, Cliff.
Thank you. Our promotions guy knows
Yeah.
more about Charm than anybody. That's good. That's okay if you do.
Yeah.
I know more about 90210 than anybody, so we're all good.
Yeah.
We're on the circle together.
Shannon Doherty, rest in peace.
Absolutely. Terrible. She's from. I didn't know. Also, she's from Memphis.
She is from Memphis.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
My
bet-
mom loved that show.
I bet you were a big Charm guy back in the day.
Not really. My mom liked it though.
What is? And we'll get back. What's one show that you're embarrassed to tell us that you know a lot of?
That's a really good. We should do that as a question
Yep.
today. Show.
I don't say embarrassed, but like you wouldn't like.
yeah, I wouldn't publicize it. Oh, I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know. Maybe New Girl. Like I got really.
Did you get attacked?
I got really into New Girl during COVID, and I think it was already off the air, but I watched. Like I binged watched it.
Okay. All right. That's one.
I mean, like that was what a lot of people did was binge watch TV shows because there was nothing to do.
Well,
no
like The
sports, and-
Office. I mean, it's,
during COVID, I rewatched The Office, The West Wing, New Girl, a show called Designated Survivor with Kiefer Sutherland.
Yep.
24. I watched 24. I got on a big Kiefer Sutherland kick,
yeah.
so I watched 24. And then there was one more. Oh, I watched all this OJ stuff.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
The Made in America and then the Cuba Gooding Jr. show.
That
as
was
well.
good. I watched that because I was fascinated by John Travolta's eyebrows when
Yeah.
he played Bob Shapiro.
Do you remember who played Robert Kardashian?
No, I don't.
Ross from Friends.
He did,
David
didn't
Schwimmer. Yep.
He sure as heck did.
I think he
didn't
might have directed it too. He may have.
he
something-
that's right. No, that mine's 90210. I mean,
Yeah.
every episode, every character, every plot twist, every you know what for that. And I got into it later on. I was like, I love this. And it was so awful. And so I just couldn't stop watching it. And now it's an iconic show to me that goes on. But that's the thing about during COVID, you revisited all these old shows. And so that was probably the only decent thing that you had to do on that time, which was 5 years ago, by the way.
I know. Yeah. 5 years ago at this time, we were just sitting here depressed. We were all at home. Didn't know what was going to happen. There was no NCAA tournament.
Right.
CBS did a brilliant thing of showing, like the old tournament games, and that's kind of how they did that.
Right.
And it was cool for me because like I'm on the show at the time with Darren and Willie, who remember a lot of these games. But it was it was when Jordan was at North Carolina.
82.
82, yeah. So obviously before my time, and I watched that whole game, and so they kind of looked at my perspective of seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
What that was like. But
Those were it's weird, man.
it's an
that
interesting time.
I could run back all the national champions to the 70s, but I can't tell you like who won in 18. Was it Villanova?
I think so.
It was
Is that when they
Villanova,
beat
Carolina,
Carolina?
Villanova, because they
Yeah.
won like 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
The Virginia in 19, 21 was Baylor, 22 was Kansas, 23 was
UConn.
UConn and UConn because
Yep.
they went back to
Yep.
back. Yep.
I don't think it'll be any of those teams that you just named.
Although we're talking to our good friend Cliff, our promotion guy, I think a big middle finger to the world
Would be Carolina.
get to the Final Four, right? Would that not be an amazing story? Not amazing story,
By the
but
way,
it'd be.
We
something.
love Cliff. So Cliff McCardle is our promotions director, and it does a fine job for us. He does commit a violation though. So Cliff is a fan of a lot of different teams: Auburn football, Carolina basketball, the New York Yankees, and then the Titans. Am I missing one?
I got no problem with this.
But no, I don't have a problem with that. It's just like he's wearing a Yankees hat and a Carolina jacket.
It's
Like,
fine. Maybe he doesn't have a lot at home. Just maybe you don't have a lot of clothes. On. Maybe you just-
Well, he's always got a Yankees or an Auburn hat on, or Carolina. I mean, there is a rotation there.
I don't know. I just think being a Yankee fan is a cop out. It's just easy. Like, I'm a
Well,
Yankee,
it's
yeah.
not. No, see,
Cop out.
it is, but it isn't.
You have no affiliation to New York Yankees at all.
But I mean, have you been?
Zero.
He says he does.
Oh, what is this?
Do we have another? I don't think we have another headset. Otherwise, we'd put it on. Here, explain yourself.
The Yankees, the reason I'm a fan is because my dad was born in upstate New York,
Oh God.
and he used to tell me stories about my grandfather going to see DiMaggio, Ruth, Gehrig. And so in middle school, I read everything about the history of the Yankees. I mean, I grabbed every book I could and read everything about them, and I've been a fan since. And my favorite player of all time is Don Mattingly.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. There. What about reading the history of the Marlins? What's wrong with that? They've won two. They've won 2 World Series.
There you go, Cliff McCarter. That laugh's gonna get me every time.
Oh, I know.
Coming up next, we'll switch gears. We'll get into some hockey. Greg Wyshynski will join us from ESPN. We'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game on this Thursday. We're live at Boom Baz down here in Murfreesboro off Medical Center Parkway. Come by and see us. They got all the TVs ready to go. The food's going to be ready to go, the drinks, because the madness, we're almost about an hour away.
Hour away, baby.
From things tipping off. So really looking forward to that. Let's bring in our friend Greg Wyshynski. He's presented by Old National Bank. Get old, but Greg, you don't get old. You just get younger. And I understand that today is your birthday. So happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I'm celebrating, as everyone celebrates their birthday, by waiting for the Calgary Flames to practice in New Jersey. So this is a very exciting time for me. It's a present to myself, really, to be at a morning skate. But honestly, dude, I'm fired up for the tournament. I'm a Maryland graduate. We get the Crab 5. We're doing good this year. This is the most excited I've been for a Maryland Terrapins tournament appearance in quite some time. So I'm pumped.
Did you fill out a bracket?
I did. So I got Michigan State, Florida, Duke, Tennessee, and then I'm going. I mean, it's chalky, right? But so is the final. I got Florida over Duke in the final. Yeah, we did some upsets here and there. I'm in a survivor pool too, but I don't know, man. Like you look at the way this thing breaks down. It's the same thing every year, where you come away being like, how do I not put a 1 or a 2 seed in the Final Four in every region, and then you revisit your bracket like 3 weeks later, and it's like a 12 seed makes it out of the region. So it's the same thing every year.
What years were you at Maryland?
I was there right around the time of Steve Francis.
Yes.
Former Vancouver Grizzlies great Steve Francis. And I was just reminiscing with somebody about being at Maryland. So Maryland and Duke, because they were in the ACC at that point, was probably the most lopsided and heated rivalry of my entire life as a sports fan. Whenever Maryland would do anything good against Duke, it was like winning the Super Bowl, basically. And I do remember one year they beat them in a regular season ACC game, and inside the dorm I was living in, someone celebrated by lighting a couch on fire in the elevator. That's the level of joy that was there for when Maryland would get one off of Krzyzewski and the Dukies.
Greg Wyshynski is with us, talking some hoops, talking some hockey on his birthday. So you're at Flames morning skate, which will obviously be a lot of fun. The St. Louis Blues came in here. That's a team that the Flames are chasing, and the Vancouver Canucks is St. Louis trying to get into that wild card spot. Do you like what they did at the deadline? Because I watched them the other night against the Predators, and I do feel like they got the firepower with Jim Montgomery to make a run at this and make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're making it interesting. I think they have an over 50% chance right now of making the cut. And, what they did essentially is the thing that their GM Doug Armstrong seems to do most seasons, which is walk right up to the line of, I don't know, man, this team might not be good enough. Should we trade Braden Shen? Is Jordan Kyrou available? And then basically retaining all of their talent and then making a strong push after the deadline passes. We've seen the story before. They're doing it again. I think what's interesting about them as a contender is the fact that, like you said, Jim Montgomery as a head coach has a little bit to prove in the playoffs, let's say. I mean, his time with the Boston Bruins was not checkered with playoff success. So I'm interested to see exactly what level of redemption arc he has. And then the Jordan Binnington of it all. I mean, you think about who they're going to match up against. It's probably going to be Winnipeg. Winnipeg hasn't gotten out of the first round in consecutive seasons. They've lost in 5 games in both of those series. They're going to be a team that many people expect is going to disappoint again. And if they aren't on their game and Binnington plays as Binnington can play, as we saw in the Four Nations tournament, then Winnipeg could be in a bit of trouble.
Greg Wyshynski is with us here on the program. Jonathan Marchessault was our guest last night on our player show, Smashville Live, and I was really curious to sit down and talk with him for about an hour. And one of the things he brought up was that, he recognizes his game's got to get better, that he's kind of had a down year, and, in turn, a lot of his teammates have as well. But he referenced that when he was in Vegas the year before they won the Cup, they missed the playoffs. When you look at this Predators roster, and we've talked about what they need to do in the summer and the tweaks they need to make, do you think that, I'm not necessarily saying go win the Stanley Cup, but that the turnaround could be there for this team to be back in the mix next year?
I do. I just think things snowball sometimes. And I mean, you're dealing with a bunch of new players, and guys that were there the previous season that helped them make the playoffs. They weren't playing up to their standards. I mean, this just kind of happens sometimes, and sometimes it's a combination of factors. And then what you have to do, as you just mentioned with regard to Marchessault, is you have to figure out how you want to react to that. Do you tear it on down? Do you start making dramatic changes to your roster? Like, what is the reaction going to be to this level of disappointment? And oftentimes the smartest thing to do is just to play the same hand again with some augmentation in the playoff in the off season. Ultimately, if I'm Barry Trotz, that's what I do. But I mean, the level of disappointment of this season probably requires there to be some level of change in the off season. But I'm not looking to blow it all up at all right now. If I'm Nashville.
Greg, before I got this gig with Chase, I was a TV sports anchor in town for a long time. And when John Hines was here, he was always gracious because you spend more time with him in the TV world, interviewing him and talking to him. And to see what he's doing in Minnesota after and I understand why he was let go here. But I think it's just a feel-good story because I like John Hines and see the success he's having in Minnesota. I like it. Your thoughts on Hines and what he's done so far up there?
First of all, it's a shock that you used to be a TV anchor with your complete lack of enthusiasm on the air. I don't know. No, Hines is a really good dude. I mentioned I'm in Jersey for the Calgary skate. I got to know him a little bit when he was coaching the Devils here, and always a straightforward guy, a really well liked guy. In the organizations he's part of. And I actually think that you bring up a really good point, which is that in a year where there's a lot of love being sent to Spencer Carberry with the Washington Capitals and Scott Arniel with the Winnipeg Jets and some other coaches around the league, I think people are sleeping on the job Hines has had to do to keep that Minnesota team on the straight and narrow. I mean, they've dealt with incredible amounts of injuries, including a significant one to their MVP, Kirill Kaprizov, where it looked like for a while he might challenge for the Hart Trophy, and then injuries kind of undercut his season in a pretty significant way. To keep the team rolling, to keep the team that competitive through those injuries, I think is a testament to the kind of culture that Hines has built there, and his ability to kind of manage the emotions of his team through some rough waters. So I'm happy you mentioned him because I do think that the job he's done this year has been a bit underrated.
Yeah, it's the thing, the old saying is like there's only two types of coaches in every sport. Those who are been fired, those who are going to get fired. So, I mean, it's time here, didn't work out well and he moved on, and that's fine. I'm happy for him. Also, when I look at this now, we're talking about the Nashville Predators, to see that they have scored the lowest amounts of goals in this 24-25 season. It's kind of mind-boggling because if you told me back in October that we'd sit here March 20th and the Preds would be the one team in the NHL that scored the least amount of goals, I would have called you insane, and I still can't wrap my mind around what the hell happened this year.
You and me both, man. Like it's kind of inexplicable that they could have that assemblage of talent on their roster and be that mediocre offensively. It's something I haven't been able to figure out myself, other than the fact that you have a number of guys that just haven't hit their marks offensively in ways that they have in the past. They're right there in the bottom of the league with Calgary. The difference being that Calgary plays a very low event defensive style, and that obviously is not what Andrew Brunette sets out to play. So that to me is the most inexplicable part of all of this, which is the idea that they're a team that whose calling card should be offense, and yet it's a bottom of the league kind of situation for them offensively. That's the part that's really inexplicable.
Greg Wyshynski joining us now here on the program. Greg, happy birthday. Enjoy the madness. Enjoy morning skate, and we will talk next week.
Anytime, boys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Greg Wyshynski, presented by Old National Bank. Get Old joins us every Thursday at 10 o'clock. By the way, you still got a little bit of time. Need a bracket to fill out for the NCAA men's tournament? Head to thegamenashville.com. Download or print off your bracket today. Presented by Toyota. Fuel your adrenaline at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And also brought to you by thenewcumberland.com, Twin Peaks, and Bet365. We'll get back into the tournament and much more. Here on the Chasing Big Joe Show, we're live at Boomba's down here in Murfreesboro. Eat, drink, watch at Boomba's Pizza and Watch Bar. Every visit is an experience. Delight in award-winning gourmet pizzas. Enjoy our selection of handcrafted beverages and get swept up in the thrill of live sports. Come see why they are more than just a pizza place. They're your go-to spot for good times. Come see us off Medical Center Parkway. We're here all day long. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Well done, Dr. Crane. He said he was working on something. Well done. Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063 the game on this March Madness Thursday. We're at Boom Ba's Craft Pizza and Tap House down in Murfreesboro, Medical Center Parkway. Come by and see us. Ready to rock and roll. Less than an hour.
Less
Things
than an hour. You're
Things
right.
will be tipping off. I don't even know what the first game is. Brackets are filled out. Probably need to get some wagers in, but that'll happen. But what do we? Let's see.
Louisville Creighton.
Louisville Creighton will lead us off at 11:15 on CBS, and then at 11:40 it will be Purdue and High Point.
Do you
The
know where High
Point
Point's located?
I don't.
I think it's in North Kakalaka. I think that's where it is.
Okay. 12:30. We have the Badgers of Wisconsin taking on the Montana Grizzlies, and then that's on TNT. And then at 1 o'clock on TBS, SIU Edwardsville will take on Houston. It is a Cougars on Cougars matchup.
Oh, it's like being at the boundary back in the day. Yes.
That's what she said.
Cougars galore. And then at 1:50 on CBS, Alabama State, the Hornets will take on the Auburn Tigers.
Oh, good. Full day, man. Somebody's going to emerge that it's a hero that you've never heard in your life. That's why we love this.
Hero.
Sing it, man.
Who did that song? Was that
That's from Footloose.
yeah, but who was that? Bonnie Tyler?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was Bonnie,
Was it Bonnie Tyler?
I'm so proud of you, man.
Nice. Thank you.
When most people, I didn't see that, but you're like, hey, I can go on YouTube, whatever, and watch it and be cultured. Well done. Unlike your friend Ryan Porth, I've never seen
A Few Good Men.
Good Men or Shawshank Redemption. Durr. I'm like, come on, man. How have you not seen Shawshank? It's on every single day.
I mean, it is a fantastic movie. I
It
watched
is.
it. I just watched it recently. Like it just,
I
How could
watched
you
it
not?
on cable. Didn't sit in the theater. And I went with my mom and I said, Mom, you need to watch this movie. She's like, I'm not watching no damn movie about prisoners. I'm like, I'm telling you, Mom, you need to watch this movie. And like 5 hours later, she's like, that was one of the greatest movies.
don't be so obtuse.
Funny, one time I interviewed Garth Brooks. True
Yeah.
story. And we talked about movies. It was a quick interview. And he was a Shawshank Redemption. I said, why do you like that movie? He goes, tell me the last time you watched a movie where you rooted for prisoners.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, God, that's a good point. And then he touched his hat and disappeared
Yeah.
Gone. out of there in a heartbeat.
Such a. I mean, and the cast is so good.
That's right.
I mean, the not only Tim Robbins, but Morgan Freeman and the job he did, and who played the warden.
I forget his name.
He's been in a lot of stuff too, but he
And
was.
then there
I mean, he
was
great.
Clancy Brown was the security guard.
Yeah,
Who's,
Yep.
by the way, is the same voice of Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob.
he sure is.
Mhm.
That's funny. We're still on Aaron Rodgers' watch,
Yes.
and you're holding out hope. It's not going to happen, but you're holding out hope.
Why would you do this to me?
Because I'm just being a realist.
Is he signed anywhere?
No,
Vikings don't want him. There are 3 teams left that he has a chance to go to.
Steelers and Giants is where he's going to go to one of those two.
He's
teams.
not going with the Giants because they're terrible. They're terrible.
Okay.
They have a worse roster than the Titans. That's how bad they are. So come here. Come here. And here's
Do
the
you
deal.
even think the Titans have even sniffed?
Absolutely. Breaker knows him from Green Bay.
I don't think
They have a relationship from Green. He had to run him in the hall at one time. Had to.
Sure, but I mean, no, but
And
I'm
Raleigh
just saying,
McKenzie was up there. I mean,
Yeah.
they had to know each
Reggie
other. Is it Reggie? His brother's Raleigh, right?
Yeah,
They're
I
twins.
guess, I don't know.
Reggie. Okay. So I bet you Brinker in my crazy mind had said, take your time. We're going to go sign Brandon Allen, 1 year small deal. We're going to ship. If you ship Will Levis, you got
Yeah,
one.
supposedly they're I mean, according to Josina
Right.
Anderson, there's that report out there. I don't know what the market is for him.
Then you got one quarterback on your roster. And you say, look, take your time. I mean, we'd like to know something in a few weeks, but take your time. And he's signed. I'm not giving up hope till Aaron Rodgers signs someplace else or says, I'm out of it. I'm not giving up hope. I want the circus this fall.
You want chaos. I mean, that's
I
what
want
you
the
live
circus.
for. Yeah.
And I think he could beat the Colts, the Jags, and the Texans. I think Aaron Rodgers can beat those. He'll lift people up around him.
Does Aaron Rodgers right now, you bring him in with this roster that you currently have constructed? I mean, your goal is, or your I guess whatever is better than 3 wins, right?
Yes.
I mean, I still think this might be a 6-7 win football team.
Okay.
Even adding him.
All right. What if it's not? What if they win 9? They go 9-8, and the Texans go 8-9. You're in the playoffs. You want to get to the playoffs, man. That's the deal,
sure,
right?
I mean, that's yeah, but I mean, the receiving core worries me.
You got Ridley. Ridley's adequate. He's not the best receiver in football. Maybe Van.
This is what you got right now. So Boyd's gone. They need to update the damn roster.
You talk about Jim White.
Boyd's gone. Burks is still technically there. He's on a milk carton.
Why did you look at me like that?
Colton Dowell, Van Jefferson, Bryce Oliver, Calvin Ridley. That's basically what you got.
All right. What the Colts got?
Do you
better
go get
receivers?
Diggs?
Why not? Yeah, sure. Why not? 1 year, bring in Rodgers. Why not? You're gonna lose. You have a quarterback. Draft Cam Ward. Boom. I still don't think they draft Cam Ward. I think they trade that number 1 pick. I think they get it, and boom. If they sign Rodgers, they're not going to sign Cam Ward. They're not going to draft Cam Ward. I want as much chaos as possible going forward.
I think they could. I mean, I think if they sign Rodgers, then yeah, I wouldn't draft Cam Ward because I would go get a Hunter or Carter or something like. I'd trade back at that point. Well, because here's the deal: if you sign Rodgers,
it'd clear up a lot of things.
The Giants are then like desperate, like more desperate than someone on Broadway at midnight on a Saturday, like desperate. So that ups
That's pretty desperate, man.
That ups the price of that pick. That like they have to take Cam Ward at that point,
right?
So it's like, okay.
Would you be okay in September if it's Aaron Rodgers, Calvin Ridley, Travis Hunter, Van Jefferson?
Sure.
Heck yeah, you would.
Tony Pollard in the backfield.
The
O-line is definitely better. Yeah, I'd be all right with that.
Okay.
I think I still, and I know I'm a little weary of this. I still might consider Abdul Carter. If he can be, if I can look at the medicals and go, okay, and like my doctors look at the medicals and go, he's okay, he's gonna be okay, then I'd probably take him.
Aaron Rodgers, Travis Hunter.
I know, but I mean, is Travis a corner?
He can play both. I'd put him a receiver. I don't think he's a corner. Put him a receiver.
Okay. 615-737-1025, our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. Continue this discussion. We'll get Trey's call and your text coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. We're live today at Boomba's Craft Pizza and Tap House in Murfreesboro. Come and see us here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Into one play, and probably Booker let him push it the length of the court.
Here they come. Goheen. Final seconds. Didn't have control. Basket is good. Goheen ties it up at the buzzer.
Oh, some tournament moments. Barry Goheen.
Oh, yes, versus Pittsburgh in 1988 in the NCAA Midwest Regional in the second round, man. Goheen, Will Purdue's on that team. That's one of my favorite moments in college basketball.
That was a
history.
good Vanderbilt team.
I mean, Barry Goheen hit some amazing shots. And the guy looked like he couldn't run 5 feet. I mean,
Yeah.
he was just an amazing basketball player. And we became Facebook friends, and he's now a very successful lawyer. And it's just cool, man, reliving that moment, seeing Vanderbilt do that. And they went to the Sweet 16 and got beat by, in 1988, the eventual national champion, Kansas, led by Danny Manning.
Speaking of Vanderbilt, you can tune in tomorrow as the number 10 seed Commodores face number 7 St. Mary's in the NCAA men's tournament. Pre-game coverage at 1:45. The tip around 2:15. Coverage is also available on the app and theGameNashville.com. So rooting for the Commodores against St. Mary's. I think they beat St. Mary's.
I hope they do. I'm trying to think. 88, 90, Willie was on the team in 93. They got beat in Seattle by Temple and Mark Macon. That was just a tough team to get through. 04,
When they win the NIT?
90. 90
Okay.
That's when they won the NIT. They went back in 94 and got beat.
Okay. I think
Right.
Willie might have not been on that team because I think, didn't he just play baseball
I don't know.
his
You have
last
to,
year?
You have to ask him.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing now.
He's covering the press.
And then 04 and 07 they got, and still Vanderbilt in 07, Jeff Green took 9 steps and traveled when Vanderbilt beat Georgetown. I firmly believe in 07, had Vandy gotten that call, which was a bad call, they'd have gone to the Final Four because they had Shane Foster, they had Ted Skuchis, the big center inside. That was just a fun team to follow and watch. And I think they would have gone to the Final Four that year in 07.
615-737-1025. Trey wants to comment on Cam Ward. Trey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, I just wanted to say, I hear all the chatter about Cam Ward and everything, but I still can't get over last month they was calling him Tyrod Taylor. So they're gonna get Tyrod Taylor to come in here to compete with Will Levis, and if Tyrod Taylor gets the job, he's gonna be smoked in about 8 games, and then Will Levis is gonna be playing. That's how it's gonna happen. And y'all have a good day. Thank y'all. Have a good day.
Thanks, Trey. Appreciate it.
So why do we have to put up with that?
Yeah,
Why? Just sign Rodgers.
I'm going to say this right now. Jared likes to do guarantees on his show.
Right?
Will Levis will not be on this football team when they start the season. You can book that. You can mark that's a plaster. You can mark that, write that down. He will not be on this team.
Now hold on a second. I copyrighted that back in 1997.
I think he gets traded at the draft.
Really? Who wants him?
Look, there's always a coach that thinks that their ego is so big they think they can fix somebody.
Who wants him? I mean, honestly, he got benched for Mason Rudolph.
I understand that.
And he probably would have gotten benched for Mason Rudolph, the golfer.
Look, Cleveland is probably going to be desperate at some point. The Giants could be desperate at some point if they don't end up with one of these guys we're talking about. The Raiders got their guy. I mean, he'd be a backup, but I mean, I think a team, again, there's always a coach that their ego is so big they think they can fix a guy that will be like, you know what, give him a 5th round pick, we'll take him.
If I am Brian Callahan and they say, Brian, what do you want to do? I would say, sign Rodgers and let's run this back for 2 years and get our quarterback and work with him. Because if you don't sign Rodgers and you go in the season with Cam Ward, Brandon Allen, and Will Levis, Brian Callahan's getting fired in January. He's gone. Then he start again. Whole new thing. Bring another coordinator in here. Whole new staff. It's a nightmare. Sign Rodgers. Make it easy. Make it easy. And you got the 2-year. And you tell Rodgers, none of your garbage. Come here and play. You want to go out and your legacy to be redefined? Come here and do it. And let's have some fun. And build a few pieces around you. If not, Callahan's gone. He is gone. They're not going to go 10-7 next year with Cam Ward. They might go with Aaron Rodgers. They might. He's done it before. It's pretty simple. Let's do this.
If you're right, look, if you turn out to be right, you'll have a parade. I will give you a victory lap. Like I will say I was wrong and you were right, but I don't think you're going to be right.
Will you take me to Boom Boss?
Of course I'll take you to Boom Boss.
East Nashville.
Okay.
All right.
They got great locations in Murfreesboro, East Nashville. We'll be in Spring Hill tomorrow.
But if I'm right, we go to Boom Boss, East Nashville. I want Willie and Stillman there as well.
I'll push you down the slide on the playground.
Okay. Yeah. Because I want them to look at me while I eat and, and say that Joe was correct.
Staring at them the whole
That's
time.
Right. Joe was correct on this. Look, until he signs somewhere, I am not giving up hope, man. I am not giving up hope. Vikings don't want him. It sounds sure as hell like the I don't know what the deal with the Steelers is. Maybe they want him or not, but let's do something on this. But let's do this, man. Let's have some fun.
Let's go to Eric. He wants to comment on Aaron Rodgers. What's up, Eric?
Here's the thing, Joe. If you're going to sign him, you've got to sign him before the draft, and the draft is less than a month away. They've got to sign him within the next 2 or 3 weeks, and I just don't think it's going to happen because I don't think you can just wait around and say, well, I'm still going to wait around till later in the season. You can't do that. If you're going to sign him, I don't want him here, but if you're going to sign him, it has to happen within the next 2 or 3 weeks because if it doesn't happen, that means he's definitely not coming here.
Why do you not want him here? Tell me why you don't want him here.
Here's the thing. Even though he's with the Jets, and the Jets were a far more talented team than we are, and they still didn't make the playoffs. And the record was worse than it was the year before. And the thing is, even this last year in Green Bay, they said he had a pretty good, decent season, but they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, if he was not coming off the Achilles tendon, and if I thought that it would win here, work here, I'd definitely sign him. But the thing is, the Jets were a far more talented team. It didn't work. And not only that, their record was worse this year than it was last year with him healthy. And the last year was in Green Bay, they didn't make the playoffs. So if I really thought it was a benefit, I'd say sign me up for it. But we're talking about a guy that's coming off an Achilles tear, and the most he could play, even if he did come here, would be 1 year. I just don't see 2 years with a 4-year-old quarterback. So I'm sorry. Guys, y'all take care, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Eric.
Well, somebody just got an uninvited to Boom Boss in East Nashville, and his name's Eric. Sorry, but
Eric's invited.
He's not. No. This is a redemption. This is more about me than it is Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. All right.
I mean, wouldn't that be? I mean, Titans fans would love this. I'm telling you, they'd love this. Once camp rolls around, you see him out there.
I don't know, man.
Darts.
I feel like it would be.
He's the most conflicted player in the National Football League, and now you got him. I mean, it's all about drama and watching the show, right?
Yeah.
Is that when we watch things?
You'll love this text. Wes and Hermitage always brings it. I'd bench Will Lev ass for Trent Dilfer.
I wouldn't go that far. My worst nightmare is waking up when we're having a dream, waking up, and it's Trent Dilfer named head coach of the Titans. I mean, I'd be like, I would storm the castle if that happened. I'd go right after Jim Wyatt.
You asked who would take Will Levis. 1180 said McVay with Will Levis would be scary. Now he's the type of coach, or Cohen.
In division, Cohen.
Where did he go? Jacksonville?
He's a head coach.
Yeah. There you go. Liam Cohen.
Put him in the division.
Put him back with Will Levis to back up Trevor Lawrence. And
give me a fifth rounder then. You want him?
Yeah.
Reunited with his goofy coach? Yeah.
Ask for a fourth, take a fifth.
That's usually that's what I tell the bartender. That's what I do up there.
Hair Middle Henry said, as an East Nashvilleian, I'm calling ahead to Boom Boss to put Joe on the ban list. Like you have any pool. You've probably been banned yourself. Come on.
Good Willie's on there.
3337 feels like Aaron Rodgers would be playing checkers, not chess. Throwback to Vrabel.
But my argument for this is the alternative. What's the alternative? If you don't sign Rodgers, you're drafting Cam Ward. You're going 3-14. Brian Callahan's fired, and we're doing this again in January.
Well, okay, so this texter says, I say get Aaron Rodgers, and if he's injured, get Cam Ward behind him. So he's saying do both.
They're fine.
And that may very well be it. To your point, though, on Brian Callahan, there's a little part of me that kind of wonders if the front office, if they're all on the same page with Brian Callahan, because there were a couple of things out there that they wanted to go ahead and cut bait,
right?
And I guess Amy said no, and so it's almost like, well, you bring Aaron Rodgers, you give him more of a chance to succeed, and I'm just asking if that's really what they want, or do Brinker and Borgonzi want to go get their guy?
I mean, that's one of the things
which I think is McCarthy.
If you could have Brinker in a question and answer session where anything goes and say, did you want to bring Brian Callahan back? And he's going to say, well, of course we did. But
I think if you put him on the lie detector and give him truth serum, I think he says no.
Right. I'm with you.
Because he wasn't his guy.
It wasn't his guy. That's it.
I think he was, and I don't know if he was 100% Rand's guy either, but
But do you want to do it again in January? I mean, do you want this momentum going into that new stadium? And don't discount the momentum going into that stadium. You don't want a 2-15 football team back to back with bad seasons in 24, 25, and 26. I'm telling you, have fun now. Sign the guy. Sign him. Bring him in here and let him go.
Indeed. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Coming up next, we will tell you what day it is and also celebrity birthdays. Again, it is Thirsty Thursday here at Boombah's. Talls for smalls on draft beer all day, and then tomorrow is Frozen Friday with $5 frozen drinks all day long. Also, Boombah's has a late night specials for pie and pint from 9 until close. Eat, drink, watch at Boombah's Pizza and Watch Bar. Every visit is an experience. So come by and see us. We're down here in Murfreesboro, just off the interstate at Medical Center Parkway. We're here all day long. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. We're at Boom Baz in Murfreesboro today. Dr. Crane is back at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. And by the way, we'll have updates throughout the rest of the day when the tournament starts at 11:15. All of our NCAA tournament updates are presented by Toyota. Fuel your adrenaline at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Also brought to you by thenewcumberland.com, Twin Peaks, and Bet365. So looking forward to all of that. We're at Boom Baz. We're going to be at the Spring Hill location tomorrow. So come by and see us. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays. It is brought to you by Jarrett Companies, Inc., above and beyond industry standards. The only company you need for commercial construction services. Just visit them online at jarrettcompaniesinc.com.
All right, gentlemen. First on the list, we have absolutely incredible Kid Day. So shout out to the kids. Alien Abduction Day is today. So watch out for the weird saucers in the sky. Let's see. Bibliomania Day. All right. Talk about books. Let's
come
see.
on, like Don Leo Biblioteca. You should know that.
Oh, yeah. Gracias, Babel. Let's see. Companies that care day. Companies that care day like this one. Crawfish Cravers Awareness Day.
Yes.
French Language Day goes with the Babel thing. Let's see. We also have International Astrology Day. Hufflepuff Pride Day. So shout out to those that went to Hogwarts.
Yep.
International Day of Happiness.
I think that's what I am.
Oh, man. International Earth Day, National Bach Beer Day, National Jump Out Day. So I just jump route. I don't know. Jump rope. National
Jump
Kiss.
around?
It says Jump Out Day, so I don't know. National Kiss Your Fiance Day. National AIDS Awareness Day. National Ravioli Day. Love me some raviolis. There's a lot here. National Proposal Day. Snowman Burning Day. That's not cool. The first day of spring. World Frog Day. World Sparrow Day.
Okay.
I mean, and the last one we have is the Great American Meat Out.
Wait, that's today?
That is today. The Great American Meat Out.
But can you get arrested for that?
Maybe. I don't know, but just smoke your meats.
Well, it was fun working here. Guess we'll move on.
It's been a year since that.
Right? That's crazy. By the way, the manager at Boom Baz looks like Willie Donick.
He does. Yeah, I keep seeing
So it's like Willie over there. All right. Thank you,
Willie.
Dr. Crane.
You're
Time
welcome.
for celebrity birthdays. Get them within two. Our first birthday, Spike Lee. How old is the great director Spike Lee?
73.
74.
He is 68 years old.
Okay.
Come on, guys. Do better. What was the character he did with Penny? Little Penny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good back in the day. From Raising Arizona, Holly Hunter. She looks beautiful.
47.
53.
68. Good job there for you
All right.
guys.
Thanks.
Kathy Ireland. Chase used to have a picture of her on his wall. Kathy Ireland.
56.
63.
62.
Nice.
Goodness. 62. All right, move on down here. Birthdays. Let's see who this guy is. Never heard of him. Michael Rappaport.
The actor?
Yep.
He's been on with us. Let's see. He is 54.
58.
55. Tied at 1. I like this. Here we go.
I like you.
That's I like me. I like myself.
I like you.
Actress Bianca Lawson. She looks familiar. I don't know what she's been in though.
It's okay. 38.
44.
46. Bianca Lawson. I don't know. Their face looks familiar. Sorry, your name doesn't ring a bell, but your fez looks familiar. Going down here and see who this is. A lot of. Okay, here we go. Ranger Doug of Riders in the Sky. Chase loves that. His dad used to take him to Opry and see Riders in the Sky.
67.
74.
79. Guitar player Jimmy Vaughn from the Fabulous Thunderbirds. That's Stevie's brother.
Yeah. 67.
70.
74. The drummer Slim Jim Phantom from the Stray Cats.
74.
80.
64. Like you guys back and forth. I like this. This is good. Going down a few more here and see what people we don't understand. Comedian Mikey Day from Saturday Night Live. He did a really good Zelensky like 2 weeks ago.
42.
43.
45. Dr. Crane's up 3-1. Chase, it's okay. We got time, Bubba. We got time going on here. Pat Riley, NBA coach Pat Riley, Kentucky Wildcat, Showtime.
82.
83.
80. Chaser gets it now 3-2. It says here that Hal Linden's still alive, Barney Miller, but I think he might have passed away in the last. Either way, he's on the list. How old's Barney Miller? Hal Linden.
81.
83.
94. All right, I got 4 real quick. You're up 3-2, Dr. Crane. Bobby Orr, the great hockey player. Bobby Orr.
74.
72.
76. It's now tied at 3. We got 3 left. One of my all-time favorite NFL players, Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson from the New Orleans Saints.
63.
65.
67. 4-3. Dr. Crane. Down to our last 2. Former Predator Sergei Kosizin. What his name was?
Sergei Kositsyn?
Yeah.
I'm going to say he's 44.
46.
38. All right, Dr. Crane, you're up 4-3. Last birthday, he was the favorite of the band Pearl Jam. In fact, they wanted to name albums after him. Mookie Blaylock. How old is Mookie Blaylock today?
For
the win.
58.
60.
In honor of March Madness, at the buzzer, Chase McCabe. He's 58. Chase wins 5-4.
Buzzer
done.
beater.
Mookie Blaylock is 58 years old. Well done.
Brought to you by Jarrett Companies, Inc., above and beyond industry standards. That's going to do it for us here at Boom Bas in Murfreesboro.
A lot of fun. Come by and say hi to the gang. We'll be here till 6 o'clock today. Listen to our guys out there. Listen, we say this message if you're not joining the show every day. If you're going through anything in your life, please, you can call or text 988. Somebody's always there to talk to you. We need you here. Our world is a better place because you are here. Know that we love you. And whatever you're going through, it only lasts for a short time. I'm telling you, it only lasts for a short time. Sunshine's around the corner. Spring is tomorrow. Seasons change, and we need you here. Remember, we love you more than anything else in this world. God loves you.
The words of the late, great Macho Man Randy Savage. It's time for the madness. Ooh, yeah. DVD coming up next. 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
See you, boys.